It's just the new jujitsu, move just like Vishnu. Yes, we pay dues and let that 223 choose or kiss my blue suede shoes. Never look in my eyes, we hold a meeting outside. The element of surprise, the elegant and the wise. Elephant is my size, the testament that don't lie. Heaven sent, so we fly, represent till I die. Nothing else but Saga City. We drink whiskey out of double D titties. AK got 50, just to bless the holy shitty. We show no pity or no mercy, that's even if your pocket's hurting. Rolls Royce or the casket curtain, pleasure or the treasure searching. You niggas know I push that work in, that's for certain. They call me Father Merchant, the Martian lurking. They got your baby mama twerking and baking biscuits. Everybody's your servant in the gangster living. This is the money religion. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. You see, I try to stay classy, but niggas don't like respect. A bunch of goons with hair on spoons and tattoos on their neck. A bunch of fools that'll lose their whole life in a bed. Around whores and corsets, more or less. Money's merry distress. When they birth life and death, we ask who fathered this mess. The dead from a pregnancy test got you asking what's next. Sell your flesh, cause you deserve the best, don't ya? Never know the aroma from a hairy choncha. Never know what side you want until your life's a goner. With that beef, we squeeze like limes on my Corona. From California to Florida, we survive with slanted eyes and mob minds. Nigga, this is God's grind. We will see in due time, put belief in new crimes. Relief is for the good guys, release the weak from true lies. Let them meet the chief of the blue skies, why not? I'm from the 90s, nigga, it was dark and hell was hot. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men. We let the games begin, divide the boys from men.
Dealing off the turf like it was never gonna run dry, that ain't no business. No other game is run so disorganized. Look around. Everything that is taking care of business is together. Dig it tight.
A heirloom, prepare for doom. Never share when you bloom. We some nocturnal niggas, we only eat by the moon. This is pimping in the blood, daddy dandies never groom. Use your broom on a hairy wound, don't be consumed. Just leave them fairies merry dancing to every tune. You could never lose, these are the rules of cement, it's evident. Real niggas will never repent, how could I forget when it's written in stone? Nigga grind so hard, I rip the beat off your bones. Best to maintain low tones when you speak on my phone. You can yell at your own, check your children. I increase my shillings once I decrease my feelings. Now my babies got their names on apartment buildings. Hopefully by the age of 50 a nigga be chillin', but them cards keep dealing and the liquor keeps spilling. Forget the tragedies, I build the fantasies for $1 million. Nobody's backing down, everybody's black and proud till they hear that cracking sound. Nigga, what's up now? Operation shutdown with ganja clouds round my head. Growl like a wild pit that's been fed. Nothing but lead and gunpowder. Decrease these niggas' sweetness like the summer heat on spring flowers. You will bring hours to the table and be able to ride at the drop of a dime. Keep your eyes on the prize, predict the outcome of crimes. Everybody gets caught, forgive and forget over time. The Lord shine, of course I'm got the force of dead eye, high solar bipolar. Until the sunny days are over, I'm a dire soldier. They strike like a cobra, cause the hype is never over. Never rely on a four-leaf clover, whether you die high or sober. Don't be a misnomer, take heed with greed. I'm not the devil on your shoulder, underground it gets colder. Part of the existence wasn't in the job description, so I started a vision of marvelous pimping. The wordsmith gripping, dining short shit spitting, royal wood grain gripping. 4 eyes, never catch me slipping, nigga. On the other side of town, I picks up a different trigger. If mine catch a body, my grind is never sloppy. With my 9 next to my coffee, mistakes are mighty costly, so I keep the diamonds frosty, cause flossing is fun for the moment. Find pretty hoes just for the poking, never drop them, no tokens. Leave her heart on hoping, speak with the dark omen, creep like the shark ferocious. Keep everyone on notice, blinded from the hocus pocus. Yo, what's good? What's good, man? It's hard to be a fake nigga. It's too much work to be fake, B. It's too much work. It's too much work to be fake. It's too much work to, try to do all these tricks and your socialism with a person. They tell you, oh, don't pick up the phone call 3 times and shit. And they supposed to respond to you like this and all this other stupid shit. Nigga, I'ma be me. Always been me, always will be me, nigga. I don't know what to tell a motherfucker, It's kind of crazy, man. I went to go see that movie, Sounds of Freedom. Because my nigga said, he was like, yo, the first 20 minutes he had to walk out the movie because it was too much to stomach, And then he said, he was like, you got the medieval in you, you done witnessed more debauchery than the average motherfucker. And anything affect my nigga like that, I was like, yo, I'm go see what the fuck this shit is, right? I have been meaning to check out the movie anyways. I thought it was going to be a documentary. I didn't know it was going to be like a scripted film. And it's a hard dimension for me. I encountered it during the medieval. We have
what is it, 8,000 fucking... Oh, the nigga Crip Jesus is in the house. What up? My nigga D Rice, what up? Mr. Goodburger, what's good? And, you know, I understand crime. I understand sex. I understand slavery. I've read about I've experienced these things. I've written about these things. I've studied these things from a historical perspective. Okay? And I put my information out available for everybody, of course. And I was, you know, knighted as being correct. I was told I was correct. Look at the value they put my shit at. Look at the locations, you know, the universities. But personally, it's a hard dimension because, like I said, I understand crime, I understand sex, you know, I understand these things. I'm not finna do all of that shit for no booty, my nigga. And I'm not attracted to no motherfucking child. So, you know, children to me is work, burden. You know, you have to put them in position to excel in the world. You know? This nigga called me the big head scientist. A lot of people say that. Nigga, I have a normal sized dome, nigga. The fuck wrong with you niggas? Yo. But here's the thing, man. I don't get it. You know, crime is procedure. You know, you got A, B, C, D, things you got to do, you know. You got, you know, and even when it comes to hustling or even pimping, you got to coerce, you got to manipulate, you know. And don't try to turn your nose at no manipulation. You manipulate it every day with the Popeyes chicken sandwich, nigga. You understand? You're being manipulated through the commercial. Every single commercial you witness is manipulation. It is coercion. Let's be fucking for real on what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, advertisement is coercion. Okay, so I don't get it. It's a hard dimension for me. It's so far away. I don't see why anybody would go through all the troubles, you know. And this is where the game is fucked up. This is where you got, you know, passport bros, and you got all this shit. You got the MGTOW and all these weird ass niggas, red pill, blue pill. Oh, let me show you something. I forgot why we talking about it. When the red pill and blue pill combine, voila, nigga, it makes the encyclopedia on the alchemy of women. Okay? I only have volume 2 here right now. You see how thick it is? And, you know, volume 1 is on its way. It's in production. So when it comes in, we'll be doing the launch and blah, blah, blah. But back to the subject. You know, the sounds of freedom and them snatching up kids all across the planet. It's a real thing. I know it's a real dimension. It's hard for me to accept it as a real dimension because when I'm a nigga who provides solutions to problems. So in one of my procedures in my mind to provide the solution is to put myself in those shoes. And bada boom, bada bing. I'm not in them shoes. I can't even wire, you know, it's weird. It's some weird shit. Like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, like, what the fuck is this? Like, you niggas got kids up in fucking, you know, trailers in the middle of the ocean and shit. And what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know, like, but the nervous system in the motherfucker's mind can be wired around to anything. So, I guess they don't even... The traumatic mind frame, because you have to understand, individuals who conduct that type of activity, it usually occurred to them. When you go study child pathology, sexual pathology, you will see, and these are things that, you know, Europeans see. That's the problem. Nobody else gets into the medical sciences but the Europeans. They are the ones that do the psychological studies, and niggas be, you know, niggas don't study shit pertaining to science. So they don't know shit. pertaining to, you know, the ins and outs and how long this type of thing has been observed and documented and blah blah blah. They knew about this shit back in the 1700s. That's why they used to burn the homos at the stake in the medieval times. It's because they knew that it would disturb the community. Like you see right now, these motherfucking weirdos are marching around in New York talking about they queer, they here, and they're coming for your kids, and they won't stop, was the chant, nigga. Go check it out. They knew that shit. So you have to understand that everything that's being brought to you in society has already been tested and proven behind the curtains, and they knew the desired results. And that's why they put it in the culture dish, to get these desired results that was expected. Okay? So you got a bunch of fucking weirdos, you know. They snatching up the children. They say little black girls all across the country getting snatched up. They say, you know, the orphanage. You don't hear nothing about orphan children or orphanages or how they work. And there's 8,000 of them in the country. There's 16,000 rehab facilities in the country. Did you know this shit? This is a fucking doped up country. Now, what's so crazy about the movie is they try to put the shit on Colombia. Like, oh yeah, they down here, the native is down here fucking with the children and got the children stepping on the cocaine. They were showing you the process of how yayo is made by stepping on the leaves and then liquefying the shit, and then you gotta put it underneath the light mixed with ether and all that shit. They were showing that shit, okay, in the movie. So they tried to put it on the native, like the native is a bum, the native is out here touching the children, but then at the end of the movie, they're gonna say America is the hub where the shit is going down. They say there's more slavery on the planet right now than ever has been documented in history. Now, they've pumped you with the Barney. They've pumped you with a lot of sympathetic bullshit. And that's how the mind works, is to be nice and soft and feeble. But you're illiterate towards history and how this planet has always operated and how humans have always shown their evil horns. Okay? Slavery has been here for eons. Slavery is documented all the way down to ancient Egypt. Slavery is here now. They say there's more slavery here than there ever has ever been in human history. I don't know. That could be debatable. I don't know. But, you know, it's, you know, there's so many dynamics and layers to the shit. At the end of the day, Sounds of Freedom, and what was really interesting, that I thought was interesting about the movie, was they're down here in Colombia, but everything that they doing in Colombia is all European shit. And that's what's so crazy about how they got everybody's brain fucked off with the current status of, you know, modern society and how we operate. You don't know history. So, you know, they're down there, even the little children, all up in the mountains, in the woods and shit. They was all wearing European clothes. Button-up shirts and slacks and shit and military boots, and had fucking Russian guns and military guns and shit. Where they get all that shit? Where they get the boats from? Where they get all that shit? Because the native wasn't operating like that. That is called European influence. Okay? So the activities that they're conducting from your European influence shows. And part of that is the fucking with the children. Okay? Now, with all my tribal research that I've done, I've never ran into a tribe that assaulted children in any format like this. The only area that I've ever read information, facts stating that this was going on was Greece, Rome, medieval, and now America. Okay, and America got everybody else dancing like them. So, you know, I mean, the white people got everybody else dancing like them, so you doing they same fucking shit. And that's the bottom line to it. You know, I don't like the energy. You know, a lot of that shit is right up in Utah and Mormon. And I had messed with a Mormon chick one time, and you know, they have a real crazy energy behind that shit. You know, I had to leave Shorty alone because of all of that shit, you know. And that's what it is. I mean, Sounds of Freedom. Why would they title them, now that I think about it, why would they even title a movie like that, The Sounds of Freedom? Like, that was, I get where they did it because, you know, once the kids were free, they were playing a little music, and they said, now see, that's the sounds of freedom. So, yeah, I get it on an art perspective when you catch certain phrases during the activity as it's occurring. So I get that. But in reality, Sounds of Freedom towards the context of the movie does not sync together. And they should have titled it a little bit different now that I think about it. All of this, you know, this category is similar to, you know, what was I about to say? This whole energy thing that's going on with this shit is, you know, I mean, well, it's all European based. I mean, at the end of the fucking day, I mean, that's where it comes from. Y'all see what happened in the medieval. They was eating babies and putting babies in the bread and shit, and burning babies and put the ashes in the bread. All that shit was in the medieval. So, you know, this is with your roots. You know, they was doing this type of shit in Greece and shit, you know? And, yeah, I don't like the whole energy behind that shit, man. You know, it's weird. It's fucked up. It could be occurring. I don't know. I've never seen a situation of it occurring. I ain't never been in no parking lot at no grocery store and hear somebody screaming or seeing somebody running around. But I will tell you a story that really fucked me up that was sort of related to this. It was a news article. Some female, I think she was Hispanic or something. She was in the grocery store, and white dude walked up to her and was like, "Yo, let me, you know, if you need help with anything, here's a couple of dollars. You know, if you need help with anything, you know, I'll throw you some cheese. I'll look out for you. Is it okay if I walk with you?" And, you know, and she was like, "Yeah, you can walk with us," and da-da-da. "Oh, thank you, blah, 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 blah." So then they walking and chilling, and then the dude asked the little girl, "You want to get some McDonald's?" Because there was a McDonald's in the front of the Walmart. And the little girl jumping up and down, "Hey, mommy, can I get some McDonald's? Blah, blah, blah. Can I get some McDonald's?" And the mother was like, "Yeah, y'all go ahead and get some McDonald's, and, you know, y'all come back, and, you know, everything good." And the man takes the woman's daughter to the front of the store and walks right out. So 15, 20 minutes go by. And the girl's mom start tripping. It's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on? You know, where's my child at?" So she goes to the front of the store. It's like, "Yo, did you catch a dude and a girl, you know, come up here and get some McDonald's?" He was like, "Nah, didn't nobody come up here and get no McDonald's." Boom, boom, boom. So then they run back to tape and see that the dude walked the girl out the store. The dude walked the girl out the store, took her to his van. They went down to the park, which was like a mile, 2 miles up. And he raped the little girl and killed her. You know? And it's some crazy shit. And this type of shit is the naiveness of the mother is to be blamed. You know, there's a lot of areas to be blamed. One of these areas is how our society operates with we don't have any becoming a man rituals in our society. That was supposed to be the prom, but ain't no guarantees with no prom. You know, you're supposed to experience the opposite gender and have liaison as children. When you are 12, 15 years old, these are called your maturity stages, your puberty. That's when you're supposed to be figuring out girls. As men, you're supposed to be playing around with girls while you're 12, 15, and they are also 12, 15, and you're supposed to be figuring it out. Ain't no figuring out no coochie at no 25 years old, my nigga. You fucked. Okay? And that's just the law. Okay? And this law is backed by health. So that's why everybody's underneath chemical castration right now. Women don't want to be attacked. Women don't want high testosterone males. Because high testosterone males are going to figure things out. They're going to figure the woman out. They're going to chase the woman. They're going to sing to the woman. Blah, 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 blah. And that is the nature of our environment. That is the nature of the male-female relationship. There's nothing wrong with this. Motherfuckers is trying to paint all this fucking demonic energy on the situation of males pursuing females and females making themselves available for males directly, not through a fucking screen, you see. And it boils down to a large situation where women are trying to provide sexual substitutes and stay quiet about it. So that's all of this porn shit, all of this LGBTQ shit, and all this other weird ass shit that women are staying silent about. You know, even their diets. You know, a lot of women have very bad diets nowadays. And they're creating children off of fast food. And the children are growing off of fast food. That's if they're growing. Because if you notice, a lot of women don't have breast development anymore. You know. And a lot of people are being born with disfigurements, okay? And these disfigurements are definitely chemically influenced. You know, I talk about this in the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women. For the new people that just showed up, it is here. So wait for volume 1 to come up before we get to doing everything about it. So that's what's going on. It's a nasty situation. You know, if you aren't fully sexually experienced and complete by the age of 30, 40, you're dying out here. You're going to turn into a fucking weirdo. Now, why are the numbers so large behind all of this shit? You can tell. Look at people's shapes. People don't give a fuck about their body shape. Anybody overweight, anybody with hunchbacks, anybody who don't fall in the line of at least a beauty position of 4 to 10, you know, somewhere in between there. If you like a 3, 2, 1, them motherfuckers is doing some weird shit. Motherfuckers is doing weird shit. You don't know laws of human socialism, and that's why the situation gets real ugly. Is because, you know, like, for instance, amongst the Jews, you couldn't become a rabbi until you had a complete family, until you had a woman and children, you know. You can't become a president until you have women and children. You know, that's also a part of the mechanism. You know, you can't rule without a family, you know, and there's a lot of experiences that put you in the position to rule that comes from the family unit. You know, you have to fight. You have to fight for your lover. You have to fight. Sometimes you have to fight your lover for them. You got to fight your mate for them sometimes, because there could be traumatic things that have occurred in their past, and these things begin to show up as people grow and change throughout the course of a relationship. So, you know, you got to watch this shit, man. But the sexual substitute bullshit has got to stop. You know, it's very well historically documented that women start shutting the coochie down at around 30, 35 years old, and the menopause and menopause, look at the word. And then there could be a lot of reasonings for that as well, you know. So I'm not going to get to the descriptions on why, but it's all in the book, but there's a lot of reasons why women start shutting down the coochie at around 30, 35, and they make it difficult. They put a lot of hurdles in front, and that's because they want to gain. They obviously feel as if, you know, they believe in slavery. The mother-child relationship is definitely the first slave master slave relationship in existence. You understand? So, and you still see it today. And also, basically, you come out the coochie, you go in the coochie. The coochie expects some slavery off your ass, nigga. And you supposed to come up in here and give shit. And you supposed to do shit and run around in a circle chasing your tail off for the woman. You know, and that's how they feel. That's what dating is. That's what buying gifts is. That's what going on vacation is. Is you're a slave to her coochie, nigga. You running around in circles, nigga, because you don't know what it is. And they expect you not to be able to attain or have it. So that's why you got to have it before 17, 18. And you should have been slaughtered some kind, nigga. But that's only if you healthy. You know, if you're not no healthy ass nigga, you ain't got no room. You don't have the umph for it. You know, and she ain't gonna respect you because of your vitality, you know. And I mean, these are real things, and people don't like to hear about it because it implies work, you know. And it also implies a lot of niggas that missed the boat already. Well, those are the rules of the game. You know, I really didn't want to go into all of that, but the Sounds of the Freedom movie, blah, you know, I don't like the energy behind that whole shit. I don't like the whole situation overall. I think anybody involved in some shit like that is a fucking weirdo. I've never witnessed no shit like that, so I can't relate. So that's why it gets a blah for me, you know. Americanism is based in you're supposed to be caring about other people's issues and shit. And it's like, I got more shit to be doing than be worried about another motherfucking problem. You know, your problem is your problem, my nigga. You know, I didn't create the problem. And so, shit, you know, there it is. But let's get to they clone Tyrone. Because this movie blew my mind. The movie blew my mind. That's all. I mean, the dude, Jewel Taylor, phenomenal directing. Jamie Foxx, phenomenal acting. What's the other dude's name? Boyega, phenomenal acting. This black dude who did Star Wars, John Boyega, phenomenal acting. And the sister that was on there, I don't know her name, Tatiana Anderson or some shit like that. Tatia. She did some phenomenal acting as well. The movie, I'm not going to give you all the science because it just dropped yesterday on Netflix, so go check it out. But I will talk about some roundabout areas. Fontaine. Fontaine has been a word that's been dwindling, that's been hanging around me lately. For instance, Fountain Blue, which is also Fontaine, had a fire on it today. That was very interesting. And then Jamie Foxx put up a video talking about he hasn't been cloned, but he didn't say nothing about the movie Tyrone. I do believe whatever happened to the brother Jamie Foxx came from him doing this movie. And Hollywood was basically like, look, nigga, we let you do Django. You go over here and do this other movie. We're fucking you up. And that's what Hollywood did. Hollywood attacked Jamie Foxx. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit up here and put up all types of articles and try to prove to you no Illuminati bullshit. Okay? It's just real simple. Jamie Foxx played a phenomenal role, and so did John Boyega. Boyega was, he was raised in UK and Britain. So for him to tap in to the Southern Negro the way he did, woo, fucking phenomenal. Go see the movie, because the movie is going to, we don't really know the gist of the movie until we see the response from black culture. Because, he put so many layers, and then nigga Jewel Taylor put so many fucking layers in the movie on what's going on with black culture, how we look at things, how we look at ourselves, and how people look at us, you know? And you definitely need to see the movie. You have to see the movie. He had different dialects of black slang. You know, like the one dude that came in with the rag on his head, his slang was Texas. It wasn't Atlanta. And that's another thing that's mysterious about the South, is because you'll come across a wide range of Negro, especially in like Atlanta. And you'll come across niggas who's hardcore gold teeth and, yeah, what up, Shaw? What's up, Shaw? What up, folk? You know, all that type of shit. And then you'll have niggas who's speaking an etiquette collegiate format out there in Atlanta, you know, and also Alabama. I've witnessed the same thing. I can't say that for Mississippi. But that movie was phenomenal. One thing that was really important that I caught that I know a lot of people ain't gonna catch is, you know, there's a lot of details when you put a movie together. So if you looked at the street name where he got his 40 ounce from the very first time, it was called Leith or Leth. That's Lethe. And Leth is a river in hell that is controlled by Hades in Greek mythology. And those who drink water from this river forget. It is the river of forgetfulness. So you will actually forget everything that happened to you in your life, during the course of your life. And now you will roam the rivers and the land of hell, brainless and thoughtless. Okay? And Charlie, Slick Charlie, was the name for Jamie Foxx's character, and who Jamie Foxx played a pimp. And it was 1970s and 80s themed. And that's because certain areas of the South are still trapped into a sort of time frame of 70s and 80s type of thing. But not only that, there's another layer to that theme that was stating this is when it all began. The hardcore detailing of how we're going to control the black community and use these niggas like lab rats, okay? The old school cars and the donks in the movie, that was a beautiful thing. All the black community only had old school vehicles. The Illuminati or whatever secret group, which wasn't really given a name during the course of the film, they're the only ones who had all blacked out modern day SUVs. There wasn't a lot of cell phone usage in the movie. You have to pay attention to a lot of the advertisements, how they were advertising to black people, and the conditions of the homes and everything that they were in. And due to the fact that, you know, it was definitely presented the mentality of we're comfortable with this and we're not really going any further. And that was the black mentality, you know. So, I don't think I said that, but Slick Charlie, Charlie is a word that means free man. So to be a pimp is to be a free man, basically. Is one indirect lane that was being discussed. Oh yeah, Leth, and the word Leith is also a location in Jamaica, which I thought that was interesting too, to be forgetful. So when we passed through Jamaica and all the islands, we encountered Leith. That's all in this book right here. And it made us forget our prior lands, you see, of everything that was going on in Africa. Okay. There was a 05 on dude's door, which I think was correlated to the 05 on the FUBU jersey, which was sort of a time where we were beginning the big course of assimilation. Assimilation is better than annihilation, as the doctor said in the end of the film. And the assimilation is to all think together and as one. And there's no really possible way that could be done. But there are cultural elements that can be implemented to enforce that picture. But due to the uniqueness of astrology and the way the human biology is designed and things of that nature, we are all our own star. You know, we are all our own thinker. So that's not, assimilation is going to be very hard to do, you know. But there's a common ground that can be brought forth, which will provide assimilation, and that's the willfulness of understanding science. You know, you have to have your own willpower and drive in order to get into the realms of science and take that as a seriousness and add it to your character and also your judgment when you operate out in the world, you know. So that's what I do. That's what I do with a lot of my niggas over here. And okay. Yeah, so I was just reading the comment. If y'all got any questions or anything, you can lay them in the comment. I'll address it. And yeah, y'all call me 720, man. The name is the God 720. I put Keenan Booker on my books because I don't want to violate or taint very serious information, collegiate level. You know, we're not going to put it underneath the nickname moniker, you know. And the God 720 is the AKA, you know. So, yeah. And I know I had to pull back from the YouTube thing because it's weird, you know. Once I sat back and looked at it, and it was like, yo, B, I've been on here for 15 years running my fucking mouth about what? You know, but there's a lot of other people doing it. There's people who have made themselves millionaires off of getting online. So this is just a part of the new world that we're in, you know. And I guess I assisted in the kickoff of that, which is whatever, you know. So anyways, back to the movie. The movie was, you know, like I said, 70s, 80s themed. We don't need to be comfortable. You have to be, you know, comfortable with being uncomfortable is the new way of things nowadays. You know, if you want to progress, you're definitely going to be in new environments that you never been in before. So you got to know how to carry yourself in those environments. And it's going to be a lot of guesstimation and running around in the mind. But once again, like I stated earlier, there needs to be a common ground of intellect. So that common ground of intellect is going to be based off of psychology. You know, that's why humans are telepathic. Humans are psychic. And, you know, human behavior is a real thing. It's a real science. And we need to study these things. It's cause and effect. And once everybody wants the race, because, see, white males, they operate like that. And, you know, you can go from LA to New York, you know, and ask any random white male about a Greek god, and they're going to know what you're talking about, you know, and that unifies them in a psychological standpoint. We don't have that. So, you know, it doesn't really matter if we're talking about Greek gods, African gods, you know, Native American, Incan, Mayan, Egyptian. We have to find some system and agree upon it, and all of us learn that. Who cares about the Moorish line and all this other shit? Like, niggas always got some shit to put in the fucking way, you know? And a lot of niggas always got this shit. They want to hide things. They want to hide information and restrict information to try to make you worship them. I provide information, as you see. As long as you got the dollar bill to cop it, it's available. And then I've been, like I said, on this YouTube shit for 15 something fucking years running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just the bottom line to it. You know, the movie was great. It's 15 stars out of 10. I love the way he put the score to the movie. Was phenomenal with a lot of 1980s R&B. I needed that myself. It was real music, real soulful music being played. Even with the Project Pat, the 666 Mafia stuff that was up in the movie. It was phenomenal. The movie was fucking phenomenal. There's no way around it. For that to be his first feature film, you better watch out for what he got coming next. Because dude is like Spike Lee times a million. You see, I understand theater. So that's why I'm responding. That's why I'm acting like this right now. You know, a lot of people don't really understand theater on the mechanisms of which I do. So, you know, it may not affect you like it affected me. But it was definitely, I had to watch the movie twice. Okay? Because the movie was so coded that I knew I missed some codes watching it just one time. I wanted to watch it another time, you know? And Yeah, because the movie was sort of like a mirror towards the Black Man's Bible. It's a mirror towards all my books, man. You know, and it really struck me upside the head, I guess, the second time I watched it. It made me look in the mirror, you know, and I point my finger at a lot of degenerate ass activity. I've lived all across the country and I've seen niggas, you know, just accept fucking shitty conditions about shit, you know, but then they want to go to the world like we're King Kong and we're the big killers and we're the gangster this and the gangster that. And, you know, it don't make sense to me, you know. One thing about quote unquote gangsters or whatever, they don't settle. They never settle. You know, y'all niggas didn't see me settle with the Black Man's Bible. You know, when I moved to Vegas, B, I had a fucking 89 GMC truck, Suburban, you know, in the hood. I was living in the hood in Vegas. I went from there to gated community, donk, 3 car. I got 3 cars now. I had to cop one yesterday. You know, and it's just, you know, and I got 10 books in the game, 11 albums. I didn't settle for the Monster album. I didn't settle for the Money Religion album. I'm a never settle ass nigga. You know? So when I see niggas sitting in the same funky ass house for 20 years in the same funky ass conditions, bro, that shit don't sit right with me, B. And you look like me, we reflect each other. You know, like a lot of the degenerate activity we see in society right now, you got the Suki Hana out here talking crazy shit. While she out here in London, and just look at the Vlad TV screen. Just look at this shit. Rest in peace to Gilly the Kid's son, passed away, you know? Like, you know, and 9 times out of 10, he was shot up by another nigga. You understand? Like, this shit is so hard to look at. And I guess I'm supposed to accept this activity because this is my culture. And black people will look at you and be like, oh, you just don't like black people. We gonna do whatever the fuck we doing, nigga. It ain't finna change shit. You niggas stand in line for the Popeyes chicken sandwich, my nigga. And they was talking about the chicken in the movie too. They said the chicken was poison. It was making everybody laugh and then making people get violent. You know, they was talking about the music, on how the music was making people sleepy. All of this shit is in the movie, you know, and it was all programmed though. And I remember one time I was having a conversation with my nigga Grey Matter, and it boils down to, you know, one thing a black male experiences, ones that got minds like me, my nigga D Rice, my nigga Crip Jesus over here. Nigga want his psyche expansive. So we get to reading. And we get to presenting the information that we run into to other niggas. And niggas be like, man, I don't want to be hearing about that shit. I don't want to be hearing, man, why you fucking with this shit, man? You shouldn't be reading that shit, man. Go over here, do this, nigga. Why you looking at this shit? You know, and it's really the black culture who, this could be a refinement process to produce the greatest weapon. But then at the same time, it could be the implication to stagnate growth. They're making these moves to stagnate black development. And I'm like, B, how many, you know, you think an alien is like, you got an alien in the white race that's helping them with the fucking technology and giving them all types of nano shit. On the reverse side, in the black culture, you got an alien group that's over here making sure niggas ain't getting no development psychologically, financially, or anything else to understand the environment that you in. It was like, man, maybe about 70-80%. You know, it's stagnation, it's coagulation, black gunk that doesn't move. You know, but niggas is gonna be niggas. I shake my finger at a lot of Negro activity, man. I shake my finger at myself. You know, I try to right my wrongs in this motherfucker. Ain't nobody perfect. You know, I mean, I can't. I mean, I don't know, B. You know, it's a real lost space right now with the black culture because the black culture is waiting on another song to tell them what to do. It's really boiled down to that point. You sacrificed your home training. You sacrificed how you were raised. You despise your parents. You have traded against the culture in which you were developed in, which was from the 70s, 80s, so on and so forth. And that would also depend upon region and financial class or what your social understanding was. You know? But there was a harder unification in the 50s and the 60s, no matter where you was at in America. Where there was a more standard intelligent line that everybody was based upon, whether you was in Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, LA, Seattle, it didn't matter. Nigga was nigga, you understand? And now we got this divisive shit because motherfuckers done chose up on all this Obama bullshit and Y2K bullshit. You done chose up on we gonna bury the word nigga with Al Sharpton and all this other fucking weird ass shit. You niggas is attached to the fucking TV waiting for a motherfucking song to tell you what to wear and what to look like, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with a nigga? Oh, we in the new age. Let me show you something. Niggas think they in the new age. Niggas think they doing something futuristic. I remember when they brought them hoverboards out and said, yeah, we gonna make a... You don't even see them no more, do you? Right, because they was causing fires and blowing up homes. But when I remember when I used to go out to the strip, the only motherfucker you saw in the motherfuckers was niggas. Niggas be the first one to buy out the white man technology and think he looking like Jetsons and think everybody's supposed to be looking at him like he great and famous. You know? It's a black culture issue. I go down to the strip, niggas is wearing these skinny jeans and all this old funny ass shit, all these necklaces on and all this other shit. And they looking around, hoping they catch somebody looking at them. Ain't nobody looking at you, partner. Ain't nobody looking at you, nigga. You have done nothing important in existence. Nobody looks at you. You know, it's just like the female mind. The female is always worried about, you know, she don't want to get cheated on because people is looking and people is... Ain't nobody looking at you. You are not important nowhere underneath the sun. You've done nothing. You know, inventors are important. Mark Zuckerberg, he has invented. Elon Musk, he has invented. And they are billionaires. They are everywhere. And they can run for president. And you can't. Because you've done nothing. You understand how it works? So when you're doing something, you're progressing. Okay? And that's the problem. We don't have a mind frame of progression. We have a mind frame of these are the conditions and we can't get no greater than this. Ferociousness and anger will make everything get greater. It will make things better. Because somebody was sitting on their ass eating food and they was getting the food out the bowl and they was biting their finger every time they put the food to their mouth. And they said they got tired of this shit. They got mad at it. So they invented the fork. You know, they're sitting on the ground eating the food and then the ant keeps on biting them while they're fucking eating their food, and the ant keeps on getting to the table, so they invented a chair and a table. You see how it happens? So when your anger about certain situations gets directed into the right, you know, it gets directed into the right way, the right lane for construction of a thing, then that brings a solution to the problem. Now you have become important. Now you can make money because you have sought to help man. That's what it is. You see, the person whose brain wasn't developed enough to understand the shitty world that you're in and you ain't went through enough experiences, you have nothing to provide. So you have to go get a job because you're lazy. You don't understand how this thing is working. You have to go get a job, and everybody's job is designed for helping another person. But you work for a company, and the boss of the company, or the owner, the vice president, the CEO, the officers, so on and so forth, they think in a way of helping millions of people at a time. So since you can't think in a way of helping millions at a time, you have to work the job. So we will tell you how to help. because you don't know, you don't have that internalized drive on how to help. Fast food, it's simple. There's somebody is hungry, they're on the road, they're walking, they're driving, okay? If they're walking, they can walk right in and come up to the counter. If they're driving, we'll develop a drive-through so you don't have to get out of your car. That's called helping. So you can move quicker because you're hungry and you need fuel. Food is fuel to the human body, so now that you can produce, okay? So come by, get the food, and keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? Somebody had to invent that whole structure. It wasn't here 100 years ago, you see? And now it's gotten out of hand because once people realized, the things that they could purchase and live by convenience from the money that they've made, shit, there became a great competition. There's always a competition in the financial layers, financial status, people compete, They say, you're of the 500 millionaire club. You're not of the 10 billion and the 10 billionaire club, nigga. We over here doing this. You can't get as many yachts as me. And you might get invited one time to see how they operate. Yeah, it goes on up there. Way tougher than down here, shit, because they messing with big chips. Oh, you can't go here. Oh, I put 100 million to the spaceship. Oh, I gave 500 million over here. I donated 500 million, nigga. Can you do that? You can't do that. You see? Even though donations are write-offs. So, I don't know, man. It's a tough place for me. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like niggas are comfortable with their conditions. Leave them alone. Niggas is gonna be niggas. Like I really want to see what the movie was so blatant that you can only tell the power of the movie by the way black culture responds to it. Okay. And if black culture rolls their eyes, which I think that's probably what's going to happen, because black culture is ruled by the silence of black women. See, black women, they know niggas are dressing like bitches, but they're not going to tell you that. They're just going to let you dress like a bitch, And you out here with the fucking skinny jeans on and tears all in your clothes and you got on 20 different colors and all this other shit. Well, them women know that shit, but they're not going to speak it. They're not going to speak it. They're going to let you go ahead and look like a fucking mark-ass nigga. And they're going to ride with you, too, as long as you're not, you're not aggressive. You're not a warrior. You're not battling the powers that be. You're going with the program. And since you're going with the program, she gets to rule. That's effeminate attire that niggas is dressed in, niggas is operating by. The whole shit is effeminate. And, even for them being with, even domestic violence is effeminate. And that's why they encourage the toxic activity and all of that shit, because domestic violence is an emotional structure. See, the majority of crimes are, I think like 70%, 80% of crimes are violent crimes. Any violent crime is emotionally based, so that's all effeminate shit. Men ain't operating with no emotions. Men need to be operating with mathematics, okay? Cause and effect and conclusions, okay? So, yeah, go see the movie. They cloned Tyrone. My head is a little conflicted right now. I've been very judgmental towards the whole black culture, and because I don't like what the fuck I see. And when I don't like what I see, I vocalize it. And when it comes to other people, it's not about you not liking what you see, though. That's the whole point. Because it's other people, and they're going to do whatever the fuck is natural for them to do. And as soon as you think is you're going to intervene and be some great hero, which sometimes people will allow that or encourage that for a short while. But there's going to be attack because you're altering somebody's character. You're adjusting what they understand as existence. And so just do what you do. You know, people are a lot of, and another thing, just across the board, regardless of race, a lot of people come from a lot of very bad environments. Okay, so the bad environments are definitely you know, the root of what we're looking at when we're, you know, when we see people's behavior and the results and how they conduct themselves out here in the world. I'm not seeing that in my community. You know, I live in a different neighborhood now, but I've seen that across the board with niggas, man, and it's an ugly situation. Can't do nothing about it, man. People are who they are, you know. Will things change? I highly doubt it. You know, from what we've been watching over the past 10, 20 years, things have been getting worse. So, what can you say or do? That's the main reason why I put out a lot of this literature, is to rectify the issue. I'm rectifying issues that people didn't even know was issues. You know, people do a lot of things in the public that make me and you look very bad. Black people make black people look bad. And we do not have enough on the other side of the scale where we have black people making black people look good. Okay? We have some award events. You know, the majority of the podcast is talking about gangster shit or highly perverted shit. You know, it's like, man. But they don't see it because they're blind to their, you know, they're blind to their own activity. People think views are important, you know? It's like, man. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I shut down the videos, too. It's like, nigga, you know, you're trying to force the donkey to drink water. You can't force no donkey to drink water, nigga. You ain't doing or saying shit. What are you know? Just write the book, sign the book, have a nice day, and that's where we're going to keep it, you know? It's a difficult situation, you know? So if we got any questions or anything, statements or anything, go ahead and put them over here in the chat, and I'll respond. But, yeah, that's what we're looking at. Oh, let's look at this real quick. Woo, this motherfucker is heavy. You know? And there's a lot of crazy pictures up in here, too. Let me see here. Okay. Woo! Look at that. That shit is beautiful. That shit is beautiful. The pictures are beautiful, my friend. It's all in color, too. As you can see. Look at that shit. You understand? So yeah, y'all come and get it. It's the pre-orders for Volume 2 are available on Amazon, and you can definitely. I haven't put the button up on the womansalchemy.com yet, but I will. And yeah, it's 7:00, so I gotta go get me some grub and get ready for the night. There's a lot of events going on. I'm finna be out here in these Vegas streets. So, we ain't got no questions. I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. And the first two songs that you heard were from the Shaka Zulu album called Let the Games Begin and Lions Roar. The next two songs you're going to hear is called Never Plead Guilty and Las Vegas Nights off of the Back to the Future album, which was just released. And if y'all do want to support me, this is a trick. Just listen to if you got Spotify, Tidal, or whatever, just put me as your artist and then turn the volume down and play it all night while you're sleeping, while it's on this charger. So that's 8 hours of playing the God 720. And the streams and the money builds up. And y'all will see some phenomenal things. Because y'all see I'm still dropping work. So yeah, we finna be out here something ferocious, you know. Like, man, here we go. Let me shut it down though. And appreciate y'all for showing up today. And I'll be putting out more videos, you know, shortly. I don't, you know, when something happens, I guess I'll put out some shit. So, when am I pulling up to LA? I don't know, man. I need to go kick it with the homies. You see, that's what I'm saying. I done dropped it all off now. I done dropped all the judgment shit off. I'm glad you asked that question. My nigga Loke, the Yahovah Loke, Crip Jesus. Yo, so yeah, like I'm a judgmental nigga, man, and I'm not finna put no judgment on my Crip and Blood niggas, man. You know, like it is what it is. Niggas been stumping for however long they been stumping, and that's just how a nigga gonna stump. I'm not finna put no judgment on my Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia niggas with the gold grills, you know, like just niggas is gonna do what niggas do, man, you know, and that mentality was definitely shown in the course of that movie. He pulled up the hardcore Southern blockage brain. John Boyega and the director, they did a phenomenal job with that shit. That block brain niggas be having, they don't want to have nothing to do with nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I should be in LA soon, man. We'll figure something out, because y'all gonna be seeing me doing a video with the nigga Crip Jesus for sure. You know? And, yeah, we gonna keep it funky like that, man. And, yeah, nigga, you better make sure you see that movie, because I'm gonna be hitting your line, bro. We got to talk. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate y'all for checking out the feed, man. And we gonna make a move. So I'm about to play these last two jams, and that's it. Y'all get at me. Go to theblackmansbible.com for the books. Kickedoutofheaven.com for the medieval series, which needs to be devoured. Okay? Straight up. And then the encyclopedia on the alchemy of women, and I'm only gonna have limited copies of that. So let me know what the deal is. Peace.
They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. Filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. I got my back against the wall, I make a couple calls. Pimp this telephone, that's that grown man ball. My program won't fall. Try to forget it all, spending dough at the mall, acting like I'm within the law, but we outside. Niggas try to get a clout ride, cause I'm bout mine, and I'm never out of time. Won't ever doubt my grind. Walk a thin line, dirty money kinda shine while I age like wine, cause the game's bittersweet. The prism from this ism won't let a bitch sleep. You see me, then you don't, gotta keep the mystique. Just check the technique. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Back to the basics, problems like my blunt, nigga, I'ma always face it. Ain't worried about expenses, cause I'll always remake it. While I'm rocking the latest, radiate cuts on the bracelet. Intoxicated and concentrated, whether sober or wasted. Shit ain't over till I take it, that's a thief in the night. No bark, no bite, we slit throats and we move in silence. Cause it ain't no talking when you gotta choose violence. I'm on a diet, so the beef is no discussion. We seek the repercussion. Money grows on trees, so we smoke it like it's nothing, cause it's always something. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights.
You know Zoe mixed it.
Some of my niggas gangster, they gotta show they flag. Some of my niggas hustlers, they gotta get the bag. I like my hoes like my Glock, got that reflex gag. Came through with the part 2, now they big mad. Oh, they big mad, but they ain't big bad. Keeps a red bone bitch with a big fat ass. Them bitches ain't talking, let's stay talking about cash. She living for the moment, let's see if it lasts. Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights. 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 It's never too much drink, fuck what they think. Bitches crying me a river while I laugh at the bank. If she wanna ride with me, she gon' do what it takes. Steady working on that pole, let's see what it makes. Let's see if it shake, let's see if it quake. Stay moving like a snake, let's see if it break. I need the love and hate, keep the game in the face. Her bestie gotta wait, they both ask for a taste. Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights. 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 Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights.